The unexpected encounter setting and world building. The year is 2157. Earth has joined the Galactic Trade Union 5 years ago. New York City now hosts the largest interspecies commerce hub in the solar system. Alien tourists, traders, and celebrities regularly visit Earth. Main character introduction. Jake Miller, a 28-year-old human mechanic who works at the spaceport fixing alien vessels. He's simple, honest, and lives paycheck to paycheck in a small apartment. Jake has never traveled beyond Earth's orbit and finds alien technology fascinating but overwhelming. The night that changes everything. Jake works a late shift repairing a luxury cruiser belonging to a famous alien delegation. The ship belongs to Lyra, a stunning alien supermodel from the planet Veloria. She's tall, graceful, with silver blue skin that shimmers like starlight and large violet eyes. Her species, the Velorians, are known throughout the galaxy for their beauty and long lifespans. Lyra discovers Jake working on her ship's engine. Most humans are intimidated by her fame and alien appearance, but Jake treats her like any normal person. He explains the repairs in simple terms, showing genuine interest in her ship's advanced technology. His lack of pretense and natural curiosity charm her. When a thunderstorm grounds all flights, Lyra finds herself stranded. Jake offers to show her around the city, taking her to places tourists never see: a late-night diner, a quiet park overlooking the harbor, an old jazz club in Brooklyn. For the first time in years, Lyra experiences life without cameras, bodyguards, or admirers. She sees Earth through Jake's eyes, messy, chaotic, but beautifully authentic. The night ends at Jake's modest apartment. What begins as sharing coffee and stories becomes an intimate connection neither expected. Jake shows Lyra his collection of old Earth music and photographs of places he dreams of visiting. Lyra shares stories of distant worlds and the loneliness of fame. Their cultural differences fade as they discover their shared dreams of adventure and genuine connection. Morning after, Lyra must leave for a photo shoot on Mars. They exchange contact information, but both know the impossibility of their situation. She's a galactic celebrity with responsibilities across multiple star systems. He's tied to Earth by financial obligations and family. They part with bittersweet smiles, calling it a beautiful impossibility. Jake returns to his normal life, but the memory of that night haunts him. He finds himself watching interstellar news feeds, hoping to catch glimpses of Lyra at glamorous events on distant worlds. The revelation. 3 months later, Jake notices increased alien security presence around the spaceport. Rumors spread about important Velorian officials arriving on Earth for secret negotiations. He pays little attention until his supervisor assigns him to service a private diplomatic vessel. The shocking discovery: ship belongs to Lyra's family. When Jake boards to begin repairs, he finds Lyra waiting for him. She looks different, tired, worried, and her usual confidence is replaced by vulnerability. Her violet eyes hold a secret that makes Jake's heart race. Lyra reveals she's pregnant with his child. In Velorian biology, pregnancy occurs rarely and is considered sacred. The child will be the first human Velorian hybrid in recorded history. Her family and the Velorian government are in upheaval over the situation. Cultural and political complications. Lyra explains the complexity of their situation. Velorian society is matriarchal and highly traditional. Interspecies relationships are not forbidden, but they're rare and closely monitored by the Genetic Council. The pregnancy has created a diplomatic incident because nobody knows how human and Velorian genetics will combine. Some Velorian officials want to study the child for scientific purposes. Others consider it an abomination that threatens their genetic purity. Earth's government is equally concerned about the political ramifications of hosting the first hybrid child. Jake's reaction. Jake is overwhelmed. He's gone from fixing spaceships to being at the center of an interstellar controversy. His first instinct is to protect Lyra and their unborn child, but he has no resources, no political power, and no understanding of alien customs. Lyra's security detail grows impatient. They inform her that the Valorian Council has summoned her home immediately. If she refuses, she'll lose her citizenship and be exiled from Valorian space forever. If she goes, the Council might force her to undergo procedures to terminate the two: pregnancy or surrender the child for study. The decision point Jake makes a choice that surprises everyone, including himself. He declares that he won't let Lyra face this alone. Despite having never left Earth, he volunteers to accompany her to Valoria to face the Council together. His simple human determination impresses even Lyra's hardened security team. Lyra is torn between protecting Jake from a hostile alien government and accepting his support. She knows that bringing a human to Valoria could make their situation worse, but Jake's unwavering loyalty gives her strength she didn't know she needed: preparation. For the unknown, Jake has 48 hours to prepare for interstellar travel. He quits his job, arranges for his modest possessions to be stored, and says goodbye to his worried family. His sister thinks he's lost his mind, but his elderly grandmother, who immigrated to America decades ago, understands the courage it takes to start over in an unknown place for love. The spaceport becomes a media circus as news of the hybrid pregnancy leaks. Human and alien reporters demand interviews. Protesters from both species gather with signs supporting and condemning the relationship. Jake and Lyra are forced to sneak aboard her family's ship under cover of darkness as Earth shrinks behind them. Jake realizes his life will never be the same. He's leaving behind everything familiar for a woman he spent one night with and a child he's never met. The magnitude of his decision terrifies and exhilarates him. Journey to the Stars life aboard the ship. The journey to Valoria takes 2 weeks through hyperspace. Jake experiences culture shock as he adapts to alien technology, food, and customs. Lyra's family ship is luxurious beyond his imagination, but he feels like an outsider among her relatives and staff. Meeting Lyra's family commander Nara, Lyra's mother and a high-ranking military officer, who initially views Jake with suspicion and disappointment. She believes her daughter has thrown away her future for a primitive human. Elder Kai, Lyra's grandfather, a wise former diplomat who sees potential in Jake's straightforward nature. He becomes Jake's unlikely ally and cultural guide. Dr. Zeta, the family's medical advisor who monitors Lyra's pregnancy and studies Jake's biology with scientific fascination. Cultural learning curve. Jake struggles with Valorian social customs, technology, and language. Simple tasks like eating, sleeping, and communicating become challenges. However, his genuine efforts to learn and adapt gradually win over some crew members. Lyra serves as his guide, teaching him basic Valorian phrases and customs. Their relationship deepens as they spend more time together, moving beyond their initial attraction to genuine partnership. The pregnancy complications. Dr. Zeta discovers that the hybrid pregnancy is unlike anything in medical records. The child shows characteristics of both species, but with unexpected enhancements. The baby appears to have human adaptability, combined with Valorian physical advantages and possibly telepathic abilities. This discovery makes their situation more dangerous. If the child possesses unique abilities, various factions across the galaxy might want to exploit or eliminate the hybrid bloodline. Threats from within. Not everyone aboard the ship supports Jake and Lyra. Captain Rex, the ship's security chief, believes Jake is a liability who will endanger the mission. He argues that Jake should be left at a space station, while Lyra faces the Council alone. Tensions escalate when Jake overhears conversations about contingency plans that don't include his survival. He realizes that some of Lyra's family members view him as expendable once the child is born. Jake's growth. Despite the hostility, Jake begins proving his worth. When the ship experiences technical difficulties, his mechanical skills help repair critical systems. His knowledge of human engineering provides solutions that pure Valorian technology cannot. More importantly, Jake's presence stabilizes Lyra. Emotionally, her pregnancy symptoms are less severe when he's near, and the baby responds positively to his voice. Dr. Zeta notes that the child seems to require both parents' presence for optimal development. Approaching Valorias, they near Valoria. Space, the political situation becomes clearer. The Genetic Council has split into 3 factions. The purists want the pregnancy terminated and Jake exiled or eliminated. The scientists want to study the child extensively, treating it as a research subject rather than a person. The progressives support integration and see the hybrid as evolution rather than contamination. The media storm news of their approach spreads across Valorian communication networks. Some citizens are curious about the first human to visit their world. Others are outraged by what they see as genetic pollution. Protests gather at spaceports, and the government deploys security forces to maintain order. Final preparations. Elder Kai teaches Jake about Valorian legal customs and the formal protocols he must observe before the council. Jake must demonstrate respect for their traditions while maintaining his own dignity and rights as the child's father. Asterisk. Lero grows increasingly worried about Jake's safety. Valorian justice can be swift and brutal for those who violate social norms. She considers asking him to stay aboard the ship, but Jake insists on facing the council together. Arrival at Valoriath. Planet is breathtaking. Crystalline cities that float among purple clouds, silver forests that sing in the wind, and twin moons that cast rainbow shadows across the landscape. Jake realizes he's not just fighting for his family, but for the right to be part of something magnificent beyond Earth's boundaries. As their ship descends toward the capital city, Jake sees the crowds gathered to witness their arrival. Some wave banners of welcome, others carry symbols of rejection. The future of human-alien relations may depend on what happens in the next few days. Trial. Before the council, the crystal chambers, the Valorian Genetic Council meets in a massive crystal amphitheater that amplifies both sound and telepathic energy. Jake, who has no telepathic abilities, feels overwhelmed by the psychic pressure from hundreds of Valorian minds focused on him. The 3 factions. High Counselor Vera leads the purists. She argues that interspecies reproduction threatens Valorian genetic superiority and cultural purity. Her faction demands immediate termination of the pregnancy and Jake's exile from Valorian space. Chief Scientist Dex represents the research faction. He wants to allow the pregnancy to continue, but under strict laboratory conditions. The child would be raised as a scientific subject, studied for its entire life to understand hybrid genetics. Advocate Luna speaks for the progressives. She believes the hybrid represents natural evolution and should be celebrated rather than feared. Her faction supports Jake and Lyra's right to raise their child freely. Jake's tests the council subjects. Jake to various trials to determine his worthiness. Physical challenge. Jake must navigate an obstacle course designed for Valorian physiology. Though he lacks their natural advantages, his human determination and problem-solving skills help him complete tasks in unexpected ways. Mental examination. Telepathic readers probe Jake's memories and intentions. They find no deception, only genuine love for Lyra and commitment to their child. His mental resilience impresses even the purists. Cultural integration. Jake must demonstrate understanding of Valorian values and customs. Elder Kai's teachings prove invaluable as Jake shows respect for their traditions while maintaining his human identity. Lyra's testimony. Lyra addresses the council, defending her choice and Jake's character. She reveals that their relationship has made her happier and more grounded than years of fame and perfection. She argues that their child represents not contamination, but the beautiful possibility of two worlds coming together. Her speech resonates with many Valorians who have grown tired of genetic obsession and cultural isolation. Public opinion begins shifting in favor of the couple. The hybrid's response during the proceedings, the unborn child begins exhibiting unusual behavior. When Jake speaks, the baby moves actively. When Lyra is stressed, the child's telepathic emanations calm nearby Valorians, including some council members. Dr. Zeta presents evidence that the hybrid possesses abilities neither species has alone: enhanced intuition, emotional stability, and the potential to bridge communication gaps between humans and Valorians. The assassination attempt: extremist purists, led by Commander Tor, attempt to eliminate Jake during a recess. They believe killing him will solve the contamination problem. Jake's quick thinking and mechanical knowledge help him escape through the building's maintenance systems. The assassination attempt backfires politically. Many moderate Valorians are horrified by the violence against a guest under council protection. Support for Jake and Lyra increases dramatically. Jake's final appeal: Jake addresses the council directly, speaking from his heart rather than prepared remarks. He talks about his simple life on Earth, his love for Lyra, and his hopes for their child. He acknowledges that he's not perfect or superior, just a human being trying to do right by his family. His honesty and vulnerability move the council. Jake promises to raise the child with respect for both human and Valorian heritage, creating a bridge between worlds rather than choosing sides. The council's decision: after intense deliberation and public pressure, the council reaches a compromise. The pregnancy will continue without interference. Jake and Lyra can raise their child together. The family must spend time on both Earth and Valoria to ensure cultural balance. The child will be monitored, not studied. To understand hybrid development, Jake will undergo formal diplomatic training to serve as a human Valorian cultural liaison. Unexpected complications. Just as victory seems assured, Lyra goes into premature labor. The stress of the council proceedings and assassination attempt triggers early delivery. Valorian pregnancies typically last longer than human ones, so the early birth creates medical uncertainty. The race against time: Jake and Lyra are rushed to the capital's medical facility. Dr. Zeta works frantically with human medical consultants via subspace communication to understand how to safely deliver a hybrid child. The entire planet watches as news spreads about the impending birth. The child's survival becomes a symbol of hope or failure for human-Valorian relations. Jake stays by Lyra's side throughout the labor, his presence helping stabilize both mother and child. As they face the unknown together, their love proves stronger than political pressure or genetic uncertainty. New beginnings: the birth. After 18 hours of labor, Lyra gives birth to a healthy baby girl. The child has Jake's dark hair and Lyra's violet eyes, with skin that shifts between human pink and Valorian silver, depending on her emotions. She's perfectly formed and radiates an unusual sense of calm that affects everyone nearby. Meeting. Their daughter: Jake holds his daughter for the chi. First time, overwhelmed by emotions he never knew existed. The baby opens her eyes and seems to study his face with unusual intelligence. When she wraps her tiny fingers around his thumb, Jake feels a psychic connection he didn't know humans could experience. They name her Maya, meaning illusion in Sanskrit and beloved child in ancient Valorian. The name represents how she exists between two worlds, making the impossible real. Global reaction: news of Maya's birth spreads across both human and Valorian space. She becomes an instant celebrity, but also a symbol of hope for peaceful interspecies relations. Scientists from dozens of worlds request permission to study her development. while politicians debate the implications of successful human-alien reproduction. Early challenges Maya's hybrid nature creates unique parenting challenges. She needs more physical contact than typical Valorian babies, but also requires the telepathic connection that humans cannot naturally provide. Lyra must consciously project calming thoughts, while Jake provides the emotional grounding the child craves. Dr. Zeta documents Maya's development, noting abilities that surpass both species. She demonstrates enhanced pattern recognition, empathetic responses to emotions, and an intuitive understanding of technology that amazes engineers. Political consequences. The successful birth transforms galactic politics. Other species begin considering interbreeding programs, hoping to combine beneficial traits. However, religious and cultural conservatives across multiple worlds view Maya as a dangerous precedent that threatens species purity. The Earth government appoints Jake as the first human-alien family liaison, giving him diplomatic status and resources to protect his family. Veloria grants him honorary citizenship, making him the first human to receive such recognition. Growing threats as Maya grows, various factions attempt to exploit or eliminate her. The Genetic Liberation Front, a terrorist organization, tries to kidnap her for their breeding experiments. The Purity Alliance sends assassins to prevent her from inspiring other interspecies families. Jake and Lyra must constantly move between safe houses, never staying in one place long enough for enemies to locate them. The stress of constant vigilance tests their relationship, but their shared love for Maya keeps them united. Maya's first words at 8 months old. Maya speaks her first words in both English and Valorian simultaneously. She says Dada and the Valorian equivalent Patakai at the same time, demonstrating her ability to think in multiple languages instinctively. Her telepathic abilities manifest early, allowing her to sense emotions and intentions from both humans and Valorians. This makes her an incredibly effective communicator, often helping resolve misunderstandings between species. The new family dynamic Jake adapts to life as a galactic citizen, learning to navigate interstellar politics while maintaining his down-to-earth perspective. His mechanical skills prove valuable across multiple worlds, as human engineering approaches solve problems that pure alien technology cannot. Lyra reduces her modeling career to focus on family, but becomes an advocate for interspecies adoption and cultural exchange. Her fame helps promote acceptance of mixed families throughout the galaxy. Building bridges * Maya's existence opens doors for other human-alien relationships. The success of Jake and Lyra's family inspires interstellar dating services, cultural exchange programs, and diplomatic initiatives focused on personal connections rather than political treaties. Jake establishes workshops where humans and aliens can learn each other's technologies and customs. His simple approach to complex problems becomes a model for interspecies cooperation. The future unfolds. As Maya approaches her 2nd birthday, she demonstrates abilities that suggest even greater potential. She can instinctively repair technology by understanding its emotional resonance, communicate with animals from multiple worlds, and serve as a translator between species that previously couldn't understand each other. A growing family Lyra announces her 2nd pregnancy, this time planned and celebrated by both their families. The Valorian Council officially recognizes human Valorian marriages, while Earth establishes the first interspecies Family Support Center. New challenges ahead. Maya's growing abilities attract attention from ancient alien races who have remained hidden from galactic civilization. These mysterious beings view hybrid children as either a threat to their secrecy or the key to their survival. Jake and Lyra realize their simple love story has become something much larger, the beginning of a new chapter in galactic evolution, where species boundaries no longer limit family, love, or possibility. Final reflection. Jake, often thinks back to that one night when he met Lyra. What seemed like a chance encounter between a mechanic and a supermodel has grown into a family that represents hope for peaceful coexistence among the stars. As he watches Maya play with toys from a dozen different worlds, speaking languages that didn't exist before her birth, Jake realizes that sometimes the most extraordinary journeys begin with the simplest human connections. Their story continues as Maya grows, carrying within her the potential to unite not just two species, but an entire galaxy ready to embrace love beyond the boundaries of worlds.